You ready for hammer fab? Let's go. All right, we're on the Sloback Barracuda. We've got all the blasting done on the bottom of the car. We cleaned it, masked it off, sealed the bottom, did the Raptor liner on the bottom. That looks amazing. We'll show you guys that later. We spun it around on the rotisserie. We spent a bunch of time blowing all the dust out and the sand out, and then brought it in here, put it on jack stands, and cleaned the floor, you know, because you get that kind of dusty haze on everything from sandblasting. So we wiped everything down with microfibers and a little bit of lacquer thinner to clean all the old residue off of the floors. So now the floors are looking really clean on the inside. You know, I didn't spend a ton of time making them perfect. I just basically knocked all the loose stuff off with a wire wheel, vacuumed it out, cleaned it again, and threw a little bit of etch primer on some of the bare metal spots that we had from doing the fabrication in the trunk and a little bit on the floor. And then there was a couple of spots like right here in the trunk and in the toe boards that had a little bit of surface rust, so I wire wheeled those, and then we applied some Pour 15 to those areas. So that's why the floor looks a little blotchy right now. But it's a clean slate. It's ready for the next step, which is gonna be installing some final parts. We've got all new drain body plugs installed into the car. And the next thing we're gonna do is we gotta remove the gas filler neck, because we've got a new one of these, I don't know what you call that, grommet, bib, bezel. We got a new one of those that I want to put in. So in order to get that out, we got to take this tube out. And so while we're doing that, we're just going to put a fresh coat of paint on this tube just to kind of spiff it up a little bit. And once we get that done, we'll be ready to do some Vibro Solution sound deadening and heat dampening mat back here. It's going to take all of that drum resonance and tinginess out of the metal. So the plan is to, one, it's going to be a rumbly car. It's going to have a big motor in it. So we don't want to hear all of that too much inside the car. We just want to hear the good stuff. So the sound deadening will help with that. And then also we're planning on doing a stereo in this car. Nothing crazy, but something that needs to sound good while you're going down the road. That's all I'm after. Is I want a good sounding car with a good sounding stereo that you can enjoy. I mean, what more do you want? A muscle car, hard top, roll the windows down, let your hair blow in the breeze, and enjoy the ride. So that's what we're doing. So the first step is we gotta take these Phillips screws out of the body. We just left this one in there basically as a mask to keep the sand, unnecessary sand, from entering the car. And we knew this one was gonna get thrown away anyways, so we've got a new one. So we gotta take these loose, and then there's some screws and a couple of clamps up there that we gotta take off. Another thing I have done back here already is seam sealed around the new wheel tubs. I seam sealed around our sending unit access door, and I've also seam sealed the floor in the front. All right, that's loose, but we don't want to tug on the body too hard right now because you could buckle the quarter panel. So now we got to come over here and take these 3 screws out of the body, but if you look at those, they're not your normal kind of screws. They're like a specialty Mopar screw. So we had to buy some specialty tools to get that off of there. Darren, my guy, located these somewhere. I guess you can buy this as like a kit. So there's the new specialty tri-wing screws, and there's the specialty socket that goes with it. They're basically like, I don't know why they did this. It's just more Mopar over engineering, but I don't know. I don't know who would want to. I guess maybe people were stealing these gas caps back in the day. I don't know. Maybe.
Seems like it'd be easier to steal the whole car.
Steal the whole car, huh? Yeah. Why risk getting caught stealing the gas cap?
Yeah, just a couple wires and you're gone.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you're. Oh, look at that. It works perfect. Wasn't sure if those were going to be routed in there or not, but that's working really well. Amazing what you can do when you have the right tools. Oh. Sweet. We'll put the new screws in there just because we got them. We'll clean this up a little bit before we do that, just while we're in there. That thing should shine up really nice. So we get those little clamps off of there now. I think there's some clips over here. Let's see, that whole thing. Oh, it's clipped up here. Now that should. Oh, there's a vent tube coming down there. Oh, that thing vents into the frame rail. That's weird. Guess it's not that weird. I just didn't expect it to be venting into there. All right, now, how do we get this out without buckling the quarter panel? Take this loose. There we go. So there's a little vent tube here. So this is when you're filling up the gas can exit and come up through this tube and then not blow in your face. And well, and really this one's not the fill vent. It's not big enough to be the fill vent. They probably didn't have that back in the day. But this is a vent so that the gas tank can basically breathe. And so it keeps the fumes in the tube with the cap on there. It keeps the fumes in the tube. And then it looks like it dumps in the frame rail. And then as the car is going down the road, it just sucks the fumes, any vapors or pressure in the tank, it just sucks them out and keeps it at the ambient pressure or whatever it is. So anyways, we're gonna, so what we'll do is we'll take this line off. We don't need to paint this one. It's just gonna make it harder to paint. So we're gonna disassemble this little one. Take, just pop that hose off. There. Now we'll just put that right back on later. This one is galvanized. We're just gonna scuff it and reshoot it with some metallic looking metal. All right, now we need to get this off. We just had that duct tape so it didn't get blasted, but then we'll take that thing off. I got a new one of those. Okay, so the nice thing about lacquer paint is you can clean it really good with lacquer thinner. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but okay. There's one. Hang on, let me get a fresh section here. Bring this old yeller paint back to life fairly easy. Pretty cool, huh? I mean, you can still polish it, give it a little shine, but we got all the grime off of there with just a little bit of lacquer thinner. Can't do that on a base coat, clear coat paint job. All right, we're gonna use a little bit of this machine polish Perfect-It from 3M. And just hand rub this section. First gotta get the chunks out of it. Just gonna kind of prepare this section because that'll be hard to polish later. Later, once the car's all together, we'll probably hit it with a little hand rubbing or whatever. I don't know how they do it. I'll let Heath do that. Wax on, wax off. There you go. All right, we're gonna hit it with the tack rag. We scuffed it first with the Scotchbrite. Hit this real quick with a tack rag. We're not going for perfection here. We're just going for a little bit cleaner than it was, preservation, and then send it. This is my personal build. It's not a customer's car, so, you know, if we're doing a customer's car, pretty much gonna be perfect. So, okay. So we're using some Seymour stainless steel. This stuff is really good stuff. You can get this at like AutoZone. They've got stainless steel. I'm not sponsored by them at all, just so you know, but they've got stainless steel, cast iron, aluminum, and this stuff looks like metal. You do gotta shake it really good because all that metal settles down in there. We're gonna do a light coat first. Believe it or not, kids, learning how to spray Rattlecan paint properly without getting runs is a highly desired skill to have. So if you guys don't know how to do that, that's a good simple thing to start with. All right, we'll let that dry and then we'll put a final coat on. That should be good.